Hello, my friend. Today I'm gonna show you how to make Swedish meatball. I think many of us have fascination regarding Swedish meatball, especially after we got introduced to it by IKEA, which I, debate that recipe is not the greatest, but you can make your own great Swedish meatball recipe. What we have here is 2 pounds of beef. You can mix 1 pound of beef and 1 pound of pork as well. I have 3/4 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs, 3/4 of a cup of milk, and the milk I will add it to the panko for it to get wet and moist. And by the way, this is really good if we have the chance to, after mixing the meatballs with the spices and everything, to let them sit for a few hours or even overnight. They will absorb the flavors and they will be much better too. I have 2 egg yolks, 2 teaspoons of mustard. I have half a teaspoon of black pepper, 3/4 of a teaspoon allspice, 3/4 of a teaspoon nutmeg, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And after I put them into the meat, I will cook 1 bowl to check the flavor and adjust from there. We also have a very important ingredient, which is totally minced onion. This onion, the onion liquids and juices, they tenderize the meat and makes it much fluffier too. For the sauce, I will need 2 cups of beef broth, a little bit cream to finish, depending on your favors, some butter to brown the meatballs, and a couple of tablespoons of flour to thicken the sauce, the beef broth. And we're ready to get started. This recipe, actually, with the panko and everything, it stretches the beef a little bit more to make a nicer quantity, bigger quantity. Now we put everything, the panko, the eggs, the spices, the mustard, and this is a Dijon mustard. You can use any mustard you have. I like Dijon. All the spices go in there, and the onions. And now we mix. Best way to mix is by hand. Traditionally, they used to mix it or beat the meat together. You can mix it also in your stand-up mixer. Just let it go with the meat. It fluffs it up and it makes it paler, and that brings the best texture and fluffiness for the Swedish meatball. Make sure the mixture is mixed very well. All ingredients are incorporated evenly in the meat. At this point, I'm gonna take just a little bit and I will microwave it. You can make also a little meatball and put it on the stove and cook it, but I'll microwave it so I can taste it for me to know if I need to adjust the spices. Now it's time to take little portions and make them into meatballs. You can make them small for hors d'oeuvres or big for dinner, or whatever size you wish them to be. Couple of cook tips for you when you're rolling your meatballs, if they stick on your hands, just wet the palm of your hands with cold water and they will roll much, much easier. And if you are struggling with keeping them all the same size, you can use this gadget, which is a cookie measurer or gelato scooper. It's the medium one I have, but you can choose any size, and you can use that to create perfectly even meatballs. Okay, now in a deep pot, because I'm gonna use this pot to saute the meatballs and also afterwards to make the sauce that they will go in. So choose your pot to be a little bit deep. I'm heating it. I will add to it a little bit of oil, any oil. I'm using here olive oil. And we will combine that oil with a couple of tablespoons of butter. And the oil will keep the butter from browning and burning. Into this, I will add the meatballs. And I will try to brown them at all sides. Try not to move them in the very beginning. Let them brown before you start moving them around. Now that my meatballs browned, I just take them out and I will put another batch, if you have other batch, ready to cook. Okay, now into that pot that we browned the meatballs, I added a tiny bit of butter and a tiny bit of olive oil. Now I will sprinkle the flour, and into that directly I will start adding my beef broth, and I'll mix. And that will pick up all the bits and pieces from the bottom of my pan as well. After it comes to a boil, just taste and adjust the flavor. You can add a touch of nutmeg into your sauce too. And the flour normally doesn't thicken until it reaches a boiling point. I will finish it up also with a little bit of cream. About half a cup. And just let it heat again until it's steaming, and then this can be poured over the meatballs. Now, if you don't like the dark bits and pieces, which we love because it really deepens the flavor, you can just pass this through a sieve and avoid having those little bits of brown that they have. And if you don't mind, this is where we will add the meatballs back into the pot to absorb all that richness and deliciousness. I will also add some nutmeg, just a little touch extra. It really goes great with cream sauces. Now, before adding the meatballs in the sauce, at that stage, you can freeze the meatballs after they cool down and have them in the freezer for any day that you want something quick and easy and delicious to eat. Just let this simmer for about 3 minutes or so, and this dish will be almost ready to be devoured. Now that the meatballs have been dished, I will just add a little bit of black pepper and a lot of parsley. It goes really, really well. Now this dish, you can serve it with mashed potatoes or egg noodles. It goes really, really well. With a dollop of sour cream, some cucumber pickles, and you're gonna enjoy it more than you can think.